Hello, this is Adam with Daily Grind Digital, and today we're going to go over using the blog section in the DGD Crusade Shopify theme. So without further ado, let's get started. And so you can see right here, I have the blog post section right here. So we've got a hero section in the header, then right below it, I've added this blog post section. And it's actually a pretty simple section. You just have a title, you have a heading modifier. So if you want to change the size of your heading, you can do that there. Your heading color. So if you want to make it here white or something else, you have your content alignment. So just keep in mind that your content alignment also changes the button. So if I change this, if you see this change, you'll actually see the button change as well. So if I do align left, you can see that it aligned left currently right there. Here you can change which blog you want to use. I only have one blog, so I'm going to stay with that blog. And let's see here. So I'm obviously having issues with my my face, my video. Um, so you have your button labels. So view all posts. If you want to say, read more, whatever you have an arrow here. And then you have your button size. So do you want that button to be larger? Do you want it to be outlined or solid or a simple button? And your button color, of course. Then you have other options, so such as show tags. So you can see some tags pop up here. You have show author, and then you have show comment count, which depending on if you have comments or not, that will either will or will not pull in. For us, that will not pull in. Um, so yeah, typically the date is always like a good go-to. You can control your image height. So do you want those images to be smaller, or do you want those images to be really big? Obviously, you need images that will fit right here if you're depending on the size that you're looking to do. So that does not look good. I would either need to resize my images or adjust to something that actually looks appropriate. So the smaller size actually looks better considering the image that I put in there. You have your image position here. Oh, so I apologize. There's so many settings in here. Sometimes I forget. So actually, if you do this larger image height, you can actually choose where you want the image to go. So do you want it center? Do you want it left of the image? Do you want it right? Do you want it top? So if I do top, or if you want it bottom, which we didn't change. So depending, so like on mobile, we will likely have a vertical image change here. So if you do like mobile, for example, you can do top and bottom. So that we get a change. We're not getting a change there. So sometimes you just have to play around with it. Sometimes you can get some shifting, but obviously this example isn't super helpful because of the image, but sometimes that uh, move right or left can help you make an image fit. But then again, if you have multiple blogs, it still might not be the most best thing to do. The best thing to do might be to just use a different image that will fit better. So let's go back to, but the thing is you have a lot of different settings in here to play around with getting an image or certain image dimensions to look good in the blog section. So for example, since none of those options worked with the image height all the way up, it's like, well, putting the image height down actually works okay in this scenario. And so beyond that, you have a number of rows. So say if you have, 6 blogs, you could do 2 rows and it would show more. So right now I only have 4 active, so you can see 4 have popped up here. But you can also choose to, and you can put this all the way up. It's only going to show however many rows you actually have. I only have 4 total. So you could also take it articles per row up to 4, and now they're all on one single row. Um, then you have your alignment, so wide or full. The difference between that is going to be when you're in full screen only. So right here, This is, I believe, the align wide setting. And then if you go back to desktop and do align full screen, you can see it gets just a little bit more width there. And then you have your padding top and padding bottom. So what that does is padding top right now is set to medium. Real quickly, I'm going to check to see if our hero section is remove margin bottom, and it is. So if I want to, the reason it's so close with medium padding is because actually the section above it has remove margin bottom. So if I take that off, now you can see there's more padding here. And then if I go back into the blog post area, now we can see, well, we already got a decent bit of padding here. Apologize, let me get back to where we need to be here. So if you want, smaller padding, you can make that padding top smaller, or you can make it really big. So there's more padding there. You have a little bit of options. Same with padding bottom if you want more or less padding. Then you have your background color for the area. So if you want like black, for example, or whatever you want there, you have that option. And then you also have enable mobile slider. So what this is going to do is, instead of these being listed all in a row like this, you can enable a carousel on mobile. So on mobile, you'll have this carousel slider like this, and you'll have these buttons. And if you notice, you won't be able to scroll past what you have available. We have been updating these buttons to actually disappear when you're on the end card. So if you see that as an update once you start using the theme, hopefully it'll be a pleasant surprise to you, because this might be an area where we decide to do that. And with that being said, that is the blog post section, and pretty much everything there is to know about it. Besides, there is one other thing that I thought to mention, is just for your knowledge, is so you'll notice all of these have little what are called excerpts in there, and in your blog post in the back end of Shopify, that is where you'll find a section called excerpt, and you'll actually be able to put text there that actually it doesn't show up in your blog description. It's literally just for this card. So if we go to this page, to my knowledge, yes, so there's no content on this page. I just entered an excerpt, and for the purposes of how it would show up through the section being pulled into the home page or whatever page we put this blog post section on. So with that being said, that wraps up the video. I hope you found that helpful, and hope you'll continue to engage with our content and view more and learn more about the theme, and that you'll be able to maximize your performance with the DGD Crusade Shopify theme.